Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Once again, this is Gregory Wiles with his inspirational morning walk. Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? It's Gregory Wiles, Houston, Texas. It is inspirational morning walk. It's a little cloudy and we're getting a little rain showers here today, but that's all good. That's all good. I getting a little chance right now to start doing my walking, but those grass need it. We had so much hot days. We need some little water. We need a little rain for the grasses and everything. So I still get to do my walk and get to do my work. But how everyone is doing today, I hope it's a great and blessed day wherever you are. Hope it's a great and blessed day wherever you are. Right, guys? Okay, so today what I want to talk about today, I know earlier in the week we talk about acts of kindness, random acts of kindness, right? And we talk about it's nice to do some random acts of kindness and all the blessings that come along with that. So today I want to talk about the responsibility of the receiver of such acts, right? The receiver has a certain responsibility, and it has nothing to do with the giver. Has nothing to do with the giver. Good morning, Petal Daniels. Good morning. How are you today? So we want to talk about the responsibility of the receiver if someone did something good for you, and there's actually a name for that. The name is the law of ungratefulness. It's the law of ungratefulness, right? But with that said, I want to say quickly, what I do here is not to ridicule, it's not to call out no one. This is not what I do. Before I get this knowledge that I have, I made a lot of mistakes. I won't call it mistakes, but it's lack of knowledge. You do things you didn't know, and you don't know how these law works, and then you have to suffer the consequences of these laws, right? And that's when I get a better understanding of Hosea 4:6, where God said, "My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge." Miss Tracy Hamer, thanks for coming in, right? So I get a better understanding of that. Then I get a better understanding of Proverbs 11:9, part B, where God said, "Is true knowledge, the righteous shall be delivered." Right? When I get this knowledge, I realize some of the things that I was doing was so wrong. And, they got consequences for these things, because these laws, it doesn't matter if you believe in them or you know them or not. They're going to still run the course in your life. They're going to still run the course in your life, regardless if you believe or not. Tracy, how things going? Everything is good this morning? Yeah, so if you don't believe in these laws or not, they can still run the course in your life. It's like you going to the court and you didn't know you break a law. You can tell the judge, "I didn't know." The judge said, "Ignorance is no excuse for the law." Good morning, Renita. Good morning. How are you doing today? Right? So that's what I do. And it's not about calling anyone out. It's just to give people knowledge. Just to give people knowledge, because when I realize how much I didn't know how it would affect my life, I make it. Good morning, Tessa. Good morning. I say, God, I'm going to make it my duty to educate people and give them knowledge, so some of these things would not affect them, because we do a lot of things because we don't know. Sometimes if people know the effects of what they're doing, they may not engage in some behaviors, right? So that's what I do here, is just to give people knowledge, not to call out, not to rage, not that we're doing, right? So today we're talking about the law of ungratefulness. Like I said, we talk about random acts of kindness. So the receiver of certain acts of kindness, and if people do good for you, they have a certain responsibility, and it has nothing to do with the person who did the good acts or that giver. It's just the responsibility of the receiver, right? You have to, this first simple part of it is just say thank you if somebody do something. Show your appreciation. Just thank them. "Hey, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much." It's a random act of kindness. The person then had to do that, and you could just show your appreciation. So let's see. Let's get an example of this, right? It's in Luke 17:11 through 19. We're going to read Luke 17:11 through 19. This is a story about when Jesus healed the 10 men with leprosy. When Jesus healed these 10 men with leprosy. Let's see what it says here. It said, "Now on his way to Jerusalem, Jesus traveled along the border between Samaria and Galilee. As he was going in a village, 10 men who had leprosy met him. They stood at a distance. They had to stand at a distance, because back in those days, when you have leprosy, you was quarantined. You had to stay away from people because it was contagious, right? So just like how we got a quarantine here, they had to quarantine, had to stay away from people. That's why they had to stand from a distance. and they couldn't come close to Jesus. They stand from a distance and they called in a loud voice, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." When he saw them, he said, "Go show yourselves to the priests." When you tell them go and show yourself to the priest, this is another Jewish custom back in the days. If you see you got any kind of skin disease or any kind of disease like that, you got to go and show yourself to the priest, and the priest can make a determination if you could be among people or not. So if you got leprosy, you got to quarantine, or no, this is okay, you could still be around people. So that was the custom. That's why Jesus tell them to go and show themselves to the priest. So go and show yourself to the priest. And as they went, they were cleansed, right? Jesus didn't even do nothing. He just said, go and show yourself to the priest. And as they were going to the priest, they were cleansed, right? But here what 15 said. He said, one of them, when he saw he was healed, came back praising God in a loud voice. So one of them came back praising God in a loud voice. You hear what Jesus said. And he threw himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan, right? Samaritan, I mean, this is not a Jew. This is not one of God's chosen people at the time. This was a Samaritan, right? But here what I want to focus on what Jesus said in verse 17 now. Jesus asks, were they not 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? Have no one returned to give praise to God except this foreigner? Then he said to him, rise and go. Your faith has healed you, right? And when we study this stuff more, this is what Jesus said. I healed 10 of you guys. Only one come back to give thanks to the Lord, right? And when you study it more, he's saying, you know, this one that come back to give praises to God, right? The one that came back, he got more. He got more. He got the physical healing from the leprosy, and then he also got a spiritual cleansing, and he got his salvation, right? So it's as important for us just to show appreciation if someone do something with those random acts of kindness. Just show appreciation. Hey, thank you very much. And it's got nothing to do with the giver. Because some people, oh, you want me to tell you this and make you... No, it's not nothing to do with it. It's a responsibility with the receiver. So let's take this a little deeper now. Let's take this a little deeper. That's the first simple part of it. Let's take this a little deeper. Let's see what Proverbs 17:13 talk about the law on gratefulness, right? Proverbs 17:13, it says, whoever rewards evil for good, whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from their house. Say whoever. And every time you see the Bible use this term whoever and whatever, and it means whoever. It doesn't say Christian. It doesn't say. This pertains to every one of us, from the preacher on the pulpit to the prostitute in the street, to the drug dealer around the corner. When it says whoever, right, rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from their house, right? So he's saying if somebody do something good for you, don't reward them by evil. Because lots of times you look at them judge shows, right? Those Judge Judys and all these. You see a lot of this, right? A friend did something good for a friend and have to end up carrying them to court to get to get some justice out of the situation. You do good turn. The friend did a good turn for the friend when they was in need. And then the friend decided, I'm not going to pay you back. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to move out your house. I'm not. And sometimes people trying to come to you, oh, you got this. And then they're going to ridicule you to other people and saying, you know, he's just so mean. He got all of this and he's just running me down for this and talking all kind of bad things about people when the person was good to you in your time of need, right? So it is saying here, if you reward evil for good, evil shall not depart from your house. And whenever in the Bible talk about house, it is talking about your family, right? It's talking about your family. So you could bring some issues on your own kids because of the behaviors, your behaviors, right? They're talking about your house. It's not only stop at you, right? So we got a responsibility, right? And if you go to somebody and use the term, oh, lend me something, versus give me, when you say lend, that person expect to get whatever back, right? And you say by Monday of next week, and Monday come, if you don't have it, what it is, you got to return to them. It's your responsibility to reach out to them and say, hey, I know I make a promise, By Monday, I don't have it right now. I still or something. You borrow from them. Could I use it for a little longer? Or, I know it said today, my situation would be cleared up by today, but it's not. And you reach out to them and let them say, okay, man, well, take another 2, 3, 4 weeks. But don't wait for them to call you. And then you get upset because they call you. Like, they did you wrong by calling you when you make a promise, right? So it's simple. Just reach out to people and let them know your situation. And you know what? It's just like this guy that come back for thank Jesus. You'll end up getting more. That person might say, you know what? I understand what's going on. Don't even worry about it. Just whenever you can do it. I'm not in no rush, And then you are free, right? You are more free now, because you get grace, right? But if you just decide you're going to play the bully role and let your pride get into the way and then go and ridicule the person to other people, that's not right. It will bring in a curse on yourself and your own family. That's what it's saying, right? So this law is a simple law, and I know people might be doing this and not realize what they are doing, and there's actually a law out there talking about this kind of stuff, right? So I just want to educate people on this. This has nothing to do with the giver. The giver did their part, and they give and they do what they need to do, but the receiver has a responsibility. The receiver has a responsibility in showing their appreciation and not rewarding good with evil, as Proverbs 17:13 said, whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from their house. So guys, these laws are laws, like I said, even if you don't believe in them, they're going to run their course in our lives. It's just like the law of gravity. You could say you don't believe in it, but you throw yourself from a building and come down, you're going to suffer the consequences, because God cannot stop gravity for you. Even though you pray and say, God, I'm a believer, and you said you can save me, you're going to put your angels to even save me from dashing my feet against a stone in Proverbs 91 there, Psalms 91. And he can say, yeah, but if I stop gravity to save you, how much thousands and millions of people I'm going to put at risk? Because when I stop gravity, all these other people, cars run into each other, people start floating around. If I stop it, so he put his laws down here. It's just like the laws of the land. The police can be everywhere, but there's laws there. Don't speed, don't do this, don't do that. So those laws are actually controlling us without some physical person over us. And that's what God said. I can't control 7 billion people and be in their fear all the time. But if I put some laws down there, it's either to follow it and get a benefit, or break it and suffer the consequences. So those laws down there to maintain law and order on earth, so I don't have to be into everything, guys. So guys, thank you, Marcy Wiles. Thanks for checking in. So thank you, guys. I'm gonna leave that with you guys for this Friday, going to the weekend, thinking about it, right? Thinking about it. And we can talk some more stuff next week, right? So have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Remember, if you miss anything, go onto YouTube and check out stuff there in Gregory Wiles. And put the link as I forward this video throughout the day. So thank you, guys. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.